For nearly a decade, we have come together in the search for paranormal evidence across the state of Wyoming.
During this time, we have encountered a wealth of unexplainable phenomena and have captured some of the most intriguing evidence to support claims of the supernatural.
From abandoned houses
to elegant historic hotels.
We attempt to uncover the truth and answer the age-old question.
Are ghosts real? Are ghosts real?
we are researchers.
We are investigators.
We are the Goshen Paranormal Society.
And this is Haunting on Main Street.
Viewer discretion is advised.
Situated on the historic Mormon Trail along the banks of the North Platte River, which spans around 716 miles through Colorado, Wyoming, and Nebraska, you will find Torrington, Wyoming. Founded by William G. Curtis in 1900 and named after his hometown in Connecticut, Torrington initially began in 1883 as a post office established on Curtis's farm, roughly 3 miles west of where the city now stands.
This small but critical point on the map became a watering and coaling station for the Chicago, Burlington, and Quincy Railroad and had 71 residents. As the city grew to become the central trading hub for the surrounding areas of eastern Wyoming and western Nebraska, Torrington and nearby town of Lingle were both in competition to become the administrative center for Goshen County, which was originally considered to be North Laramie County.
After residents had raised enough money to construct a courthouse, Torrington won the decision and became the county seat. A public ceremony took place as the first stone was set in 1913. It is reported that the ceremony featured musical entertainment conducted by High Yoder, from whose family another nearby town bears its name. By the time of completion in 1914, Torrington boasted a population of 443.
In 1925, the Union Pacific Railroad built a branch line from the capital city of Cheyenne to South Torrington as a means to deliver materials and goods to the newly constructed Holly Sugar Corporation plant, which officially began processing sugar beets in 1926.
Known for its abundant farmland, local bean processing, and Eastern Wyoming College, Torrington is not only host to a wonderful community and rich agricultural background, but it also houses its fair share of historical first-of-their-kind buildings, some of which embedded with local tales of unexplained phenomena. But are these tales true?
Located 1 block east of Main Street sits the former Wyoming Theatre. This entertainment staple began forming around 1925, thanks to the creative imagination of Denver Film Distribution Company employee Harry McDonald. Harry and his brother Joe managed the McDonald Amusement Company, which owned theaters in nearby Lingle, Mitchell, and Crawford, Nebraska, as well as the Lyric Theater in Torrington.
At that time, the existing theaters only projected silent films, and the McDonald brothers were set on raising the bar by replacing the Lyric with a sophisticated and updated venue for all to admire.
We McDonald brothers owned the land from the theater all the way past the river. And their attorney at the time was Dan Hathaway, who was an attorney here in town and then also became the governor of Wyoming. See, the theater opened up in 1927. It actually took 2 years to build. Everything had to be brought in by rail car.
Harry traveled extensively throughout the tri-state area, compiling different attributes from the most successful theaters to include in his vision of an upscale, superior entertainment house.
After an investment of over $50,000, which is equal to around $850,000 today, the Wyoming Theatre was designed and constructed of virtually all fireproof materials. Even the shutters over the projection window included special celluloid threads, which were designed to melt together and seal off the machine room in an effort to prevent a fire from spreading to the rest of the building.
Nothing but blue skies from now on. You like that, Mama?
The theater opened its doors to the public on March 1st of 1927 and was quoted to be welcomed with a gasp of astonishment from all who entered. In addition to displaying the first talking picture shows, the location was also home to various stage attractions, including comedy acts, talent shows, dancing lessons, and musical performances.
They did vaudeville there, and there was lots and lots of people going through there, lots of activity.
We used to have live stage plays at the Wyoming Theater. They had a movable screen. We used to have the famous people, Roy Rogers and stuff, that used to ride their horse up on stage. If you brought a milk bottle to the theater, you got into the movie for the milk bottle. I mean, that was back when things were fun.
With a seating capacity of 535 on the main level and 192 in the balcony, the theater was outfitted with 4 dressing rooms under the stage, an orchestra pit complemented by a grand piano, as well as a main lobby, 2 handsome water fountains, and a ticket booth, all adorned in mosaic tile. From top to bottom, the McDonald brothers spared no expense creating a beautiful and impressive entertainment venue that stood above comparison to any other in the area.
On March 11, 1927, the Wyoming Theatre presented its first picture show entitled The Winning of Barbara Worth.
Can you knock wherever you are? We're not. What the f was that?
Are you okay? I'm scared.
What happened?
The only way to handle danger is to face it. If you start getting frightened of it, then you make it worse. Because you project onto it all kinds of bogies and threats which don't exist in it at all. Whenever you meet a ghost, don't run away. Because the ghost will capture the substance of your fear and materialize itself out of your own substance. And will kill you eventually. Because it will take over all your own vitality. So then, whenever confronted with a ghost, walk straight into it, and it will disappear.
The Goshen Paranormal Society is a non-profit organization dedicated to the research of consciousness and metaphysical phenomena. Since 2016, the Society has been an active participant in the field of paranormal investigation, and since that time has spent numerous hours within the walls of locations allegedly active with unexplainable manifestations considered to be supernatural in nature.
Although many locations offer no evidence to support a case for a genuine haunting, there are, on occasion, ones that raise an eyebrow and seem to be entangled with interesting occurrences. Out of respect for the various belief systems that do exist, we invite viewers to keep an open mind to all explanations and possibilities, as we share with you our documented experiences while conducting an investigation.
One question I have, because you just mentioned it a little bit ago, you said the previous owners told you specifically that there's a ghost here.
Yes.
Okay.
Among the local folklore surrounding many locations within Goshen County, the Wyoming Theatre is no stranger to the occasional cameo in campfire ghost stories. Reports of feeling extremely uneasy and the feeling of being watched in various parts of the building are not uncommon. A handful of former staff members have reported frequent instances of footsteps coming from vacant areas, toilets flushing on their own, a visible apparition, and the sporadic sound of whistling.
Could these be a symptom of psychological mind tricks?
Or something else?
In 2004, the theater was sold to Barb Smear, who at that time owned the Nile in Mitchell, Nebraska, which had also previously been owned by the McDonald brothers. Barb embraced the Wyoming Theatre for 12 years, and although never witnessed verifiable ghostly happenings herself, she did, however, have a longtime employee that says he has.
Hey, is somebody walking on your stage?
Did Jeff ever report to you personally the sound of footsteps when he was in the building?
Many times, on many occasions, and he would say they were so real to him that he often, his wife, his name's Ethel, and so he would actually stop sometime and go, "Ethel, what do you need?"
Can you make a loud noise?
Did you hear that?
That is footsteps, dude. That was somebody running.
Awesome. Yeah.
Oh my God. Is there someone here? Holy shit.
Oh, that's awesome.
No, dude, that was somebody running.
Yeah, can you do that again?
What's going on?
Can you run again? Through many ownerships, Jeff Ellison and his wife found themselves alone in the building at night as they were responsible for keeping the theater clean in preparation for the next day. When asked if they had ever encountered anything unusual, Jeff had much to talk about.
Well, one time I come in to clean the office where the used to have the office downstairs, back in this back room back here, but it was downstairs and you turn right to the bathrooms and back in there. And I was getting around to lock the door and the toilet flushed and the paper towel dispenser went off. You know, it's a hand thing, so you got to take your hand over the paper towel dispenser. And I thought, somebody in there? And nobody answered. And so I opened the door, just curiosity, opened the door, and boy, that's weird. And that's happened 3 or 4 times, where I walked by and the toilet would flush, and then the paper towel dispenser would go. And I thought, and I asked Gary, I said, the previous owner said, have you ever had any problem? And he goes, I think they said the same thing. They had it happen to them a couple of times too, so it's kind of weird. And then I come in one morning, and I started downstairs, and my wife said she was going to come over and help me, because I had to be at work, and this place was really dirty. They had a really good movie in here, and it was really trash, so and I asked her to help me. And so I came over here, and I said, okay, I'll meet you over there. So I went downstairs, started cleaning the bathrooms, and I thought she came in, because I heard footsteps upstairs, here. And so I said, honey, and I'd yell at her, honey, answer me. I was getting kind of aggravated. So you could clearly hear footsteps going up and down the stairs. I mean, just as plain as day. Mm-hmm. And when she wasn't up here, I just got a chill. You know, it was just a creepy feeling. Wow. You know, it was weird. It was just, you know, you could hear the footsteps. You could hear somebody walking down right through this thing.
Which bathroom?
Huh?
Which bathroom?
Boys' bathroom.
The men's?
Yeah, it was on the left-hand side. Yeah, wasn't nothing in the girls, just the boys. And then another time, it was late at night. We decided to clean after the movie was over, and it was probably 11:30 at night. I went to shut the lights off, and I just peeked around the corner, looked down the hall downstairs, just down there. It looked like somebody standing there, and I thought, I just had chill bumps up and down my. I mean, it looked like a shadow of somebody standing right there watching me, and I thought, hey, you know, I yelled out, hey, nothing. But I got out of there real quick, because that was a weird feeling. Because like I said, I could clearly see it looked like an outline of somebody standing right there. Probably about 40 feet away from me, 50 feet away from me. It was in the dark. Wow. But you could see the outline of the person.
That was amazing. That old men's bathroom, we were right next, in a storage room right next to that one, and we're just down there asking questions, and just out of nowhere, boom, 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 just crazy footsteps. It sounded like somebody was running across. So we tested that out. Ryan stayed downstairs, and I ran across where they put the new bathrooms, where the old office used to be, and just kind of ran around there, ran around up and down the stairs to the upstairs part of the theater, down the lobby a little bit, down into the main theater, and the one that Ryan heard almost identical was when I started running right near the bathrooms. In this next clip, we had an interesting and bizarre malfunction with our spirit box. A spirit box is a tool that quickly sweeps through radio frequencies within the AM or FM bands. Some, like the one we use here, can sweep through both simultaneously in either forward or reverse. It is theorized that by generating a white noise in this manner, spirits may be able to communicate with us through a process that is similar to EVP, except in real time.
Although we have not had much success capturing anything intriguing using this technology in the past, our third visit to the theater delivered a very strange manifestation, as the spirit box became momentarily stuck on a mysterious interview, in which a gentleman is recalling his experience with surprisingly shadow people.
And then after that, they were gone, but the next morning there was no way for them to get out. Everything was still locked, and to me the dark shadow was like a shadow man, and the other three were like through I guess a portal or something. It's the only thing I could think of how they could go into the middle bedroom and disappear.
How long after that did you move, or did you?
What the f*** was that?
Weird. Weird.
The dark shadow was like a shadow man, and the other three were like through I guess a portal or something. It's the only thing I could think of.
Just fooling around with the spirit box, it would work just fine, and then one channel would go off, and we would always turn it off, turn it back on, check it to start working, then it start turning off. At that one point in time, I don't know what it was, but we just turned it on. I was showing Ryan exactly what was going wrong with the channel, and we picked up this, I don't know if it was an old recording of a show or a podcast or something, but just some weird paranormal thing coming through. And what are the odds that it'd be a paranormal program on a spirit box? Spirit boxes aren't meant to pick up just one thing. It flips through many frequencies, like just taking a dial on a radio and just flipping it through, just checking all the radio stations, and it just stopped there for some reason. It was really, really weird. One of the weirdest things I've ever had happen on an investigation.
And so I always come up here and just announce my presence so that, I don't bother him or I respect his space.
Sure.
That's the ladder, and it's now cocked off to the side.
Over the course of the last few months, we've had the opportunity to conduct a variety of experiments inside the theater, hoping to either verify or disprove the existence of reported activity. As we met with current owner Marie Flanagan, we were greeted with not only hospitality, but with reports of possible recent unexplainable instances.
That pump out. And right now it's pumped out to the side. So it wasn't. That's where this craziness comes in. The person I brought in and I were standing just past the opening as you come up the stairs to go on the stage.
Okay.
Just inside, right by this one of the subs. And we were looking at that because there's like 3 canvases up on top of that. And we were looking at that and she was like, oh my gosh, what are those? And I said, I don't know, my husband just crawled up that ladder and was looking at them, but they're canvases. And all of a sudden, as we're looking at there, that ladder comes out, goes over, and is now laying cockeyed off the corner of that. Now it is tied down.
You
tight.
You saw that.
So we saw it move. We saw it move. Like my husband called up it, but it moved. And she's another business owner here in town, and she was like, that was the weirdest. I just kind of was like, that was not cool. I don't like that. I'm out. I might have just left her. She was right behind me, but I left because I'm like, oh no. But it came out, moved over, and now it's cockeyed on the side of that.
Wow. Yeah, you physically saw it.
Saw it move. It wasn't that we were standing off on the corner over here, and it's over here. It come out, goes over, and now it's cocked off the corner.
Can you show us real quick?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or when he climbed up there, but he didn't because it was straight on those bricks at the top. Now, when we were standing over there by that sub, that's where it came out, moved over, and then laid back on that corner like it is now. And that's why I was like, And we were actually looking up here at the time. We were looking at those canvases when that ladder moved on its own.
Could the theater actually be subject to paranormal phenomena? While some believe the answer is yes, there are others, such as former longtime owner Doug Heil, who can sum up nearly 50 years of experience inside the location with one simple statement.
Do you believe at all in ghosts or anything like that?
Yeah, but there's no ghosts in the theater.
The field of paranormal investigation, though controversial, can be beautiful, captivating, confusing, and creepy. Many times we find ourselves talking to empty rooms for no apparent reason. Not every sound or equipment malfunction can be blamed on some invisible, dimension-altering force. However, there are certain times where what we encounter becomes difficult to explain by conventional means and logic. Although we didn't witness any objects moving on their own accord, nor did we capture any anomaly resembling an apparition, we did, however, come across some very strange events that seem to validate some of the reports that have been made.
And although something like our spirit box session could be explained away by a simple radio signal interference, the distinct sounds of footsteps is something that is difficult to ignore.
Whether you are a believer in the paranormal or not, the fact remains that we as humans often forget the limitations given to our physical selves. There are frequencies our ears cannot hear, dimensions our brains cannot perceive, even colors our eyes have never seen.
So what's going on here? Is the theater the victim of an exaggerated spooky story? Or could it actually contain a supernatural entity from the other side? It is here that we invite you to decide for yourself.
95 years later, the theater is still in operation. And although it has seen some ownership and cosmetic changes in that time, as well as a new name, the Wyoming Theatre remains Torrington's longest-running movie auditorium, and for many years has secured its position as the only movie theater in the city.
We're just friends. We're all here together as friends. We're not here to do any harm. We would love to know if your presence is here. That would make us feel really good if you are. Can you give us a sign, footsteps, or make a noise? Bang on something, hit something to let us know that you're here.
What is that? Now that's not a toilet flushing, is it?
No. Then what is it then?
What is that noise, dude?
That
box? The heater, I think.
The water
There's a heater down here.
It's above us, though.
It is?
That is the toilet.
Dude, my phone's up there.
Is that you flushing the toilet? I've never heard that sound before.
Neither have we.
haven't either.